like to begin by apologizing for not explaining my last video more, and when I say more, I mean at all. You see, I made a video about Dust 2 smokes yesterday, and well, I've never been very good at making videos, and I started really thinking about it, and I think I should probably explain this better than I have in the past. It seems you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, and I don't mean that to be offensive, but many ranks in CSGO, they get pretty far, but then they get stuck and they don't realize why. And for most people, it's utility. Listen, this isn't a video for low ranks or high ranks or any ranks at all. This is a video for anyone. If you're watching my video, I'm extremely grateful. So keep in mind, I have tested this for you, and I want to make everyone a better player if I can. Not saying I'm the best, but many people get stuck, and I want to help them. There's three main factors to CSGO. You see, you have aim, you have game sense, and you have your utility. Keep in mind when I say aim, I factor in spray control and spray patterns and all that with aim. There's a lot of subcategories that we'll talk about in the videos and things that I make in the future. Anywho, let's get on with the video. I'm currently on the category for utility, and I want to cover it more, so let's begin. I also want to point out my videos will only be for terrorist side of CSGO. I do not do counter-terrorist, because counter-terrorist is mostly just holding angles and holding, it's not necessary to have a tutorial for CT per se. You can come up with your own strats for CT by using my tips, okay, if you want to call it, or whatever. And when I say utility, I'm not just talking about smokes and flashes. I'm a player that buys Zeus on pistol round, and I know that sounds crazy, but I work on mastering all my utility daily. And there is certain situations in CSGO where the best weapon in that position is a Zeus. Believe it or not. But it takes a lot of practice. Zeus is extremely powerful, and it's one of the more difficult things to learn how to use. However, we're going to talk about Zeus probably at a later time, and I'll show you how I use it and things, but today we're mostly going to just cover smokes, and I'm going to talk about these smokes in this video. So let's begin. Let's get on with it. Okay, here we are. We're at the beautiful Dust 2. Lovely weather. Yeah. Anyway, this is the smoke I showed you in the video yesterday. The reason I show you this one is it's very consistent. There's many other ways of doing it, but this way I find to be there every time. You know, it lands on that box every time. You can do it from back here, but it's very slow. This is an old school way of doing it. It's not good. We don't want to do that one. It's too slow. You gotta, especially if you get the wrong spawn for it. And it's kind of inconsistent. Kind of hard to hit. Sometimes it's hard to learn it because it's right up in the air. Depending on your graphics settings, you don't have the antenna. You can walk up to this ledge, and as you can see, if we do this perfectly, which I've practiced this a lot, and it will land on the box, yes. But let me show you when we do it again. And this looks like I'm doing the exact same thing, which I am. Almost. Just a tick to the left. And look what happens. You smoke off cat, which is bad. I mean, I guess if you're doing a mid to B smoke, this may be good, because you could maybe, I don't know. I don't think this is any good. You don't want this to happen. So I try to be consistent with these throws, or find the most consistent throw. So I go with that one. Now let's talk about the launch,
Deploying smoke shield.
I'm gonna show you this again. Yeah, consistent. Okay, now let's talk about the long smoke. Sorry, the video is pre-recorded. I'm talking over it, obviously. Yeah.
Throwing
This
smoke.
is the long smoke. As you push out, if you're in the lead, you're gonna throw a flash over and a flash right there. It's gonna pop flash them out. It's best to turn your back if you're gonna go out. I kind of like to ease out because it helps you hear what's going on. The reason I'm showing this is the best angle for holding that door. So if you let a counter terrorist come up, they're gonna have that angle right there, and it's literally you walking into a headshot. So you want the long spawn so that doesn't happen. If you don't have the long spawn, this can all go wrong. So if you have this corner smoked, what you're gonna want to do is visualize what is the counter terrorist doing. Is he hiding behind the smoke? Is he pushing the smoke? Is he coming around the smoke? Most times, if you have a person going long every round on CT, they're going to try to push around that smoke. Or, they're going to try to hide behind the smoke. Or they're just going to go set it car. So, keep that in mind. If you have the long spawn, don't be looking at pit. Don't be looking at barrel. You're going to be looking right here. Or even just shooting it anyway, because the smoke is there to give you that extra little bit of time to get out that long door, and as long as you pay attention to that and get out and you have the spawn for it, there's no need to be looking at the barrel. They're going to be either going pit or, you know, they're going to come around that smoke and try to shoot you right there. As a terrorist, you're gonna want to smoke this CT, but I don't recommend this because of this. You'll get this gap sometimes, and there's ways to make that not happen. You can come here. Don't do it this way. If you have it too close, it's gonna hit the wall. So what you're gonna want to do is come off the wall just a little bit.
Smoking.
Right there. Just a little above it. It's got to be right there. If you do just above it a little bit or a little bit too close to the wall, you're going to get a bad smoke. Now remember, watch your cat, watch these angles. There's going to be counter-terrorists here. Obviously, I'm just showing you guys these and discussing, okay? You've really got to be aware. You could have one at the car, obviously. You could have one at barrels there on the right. You could have one behind the box. You could have one behind this box. You could have one ninja. You could have one on cat pushing you behind these little baskets. They can be behind the barrels here. They could be goose, of course. Goose is a very popular spot for holding for CT. So you've got to be aware of those when pushing up. So once you get your smoke down, you should maybe think about the other teammates maybe doing flashes going in, throw some flashes down in CT, throw some flashes up on cat or whatever, or up on goose, just to kind of better your utility game. These things that I'm showing you are really good for solo queuing. Or, if you have a whole team that you can organize, I promise you're going to rank up. Because these smokes are showing you a way to get to site with advantages that the CT isn't going to have. Okay? Of course, there's utility on CT, but they're more in response to what you do as a terrorist. And only at pro levels or high levels are they going to know how to truly react to these things well. As you're seeing here, you don't want to do that smoke again Because see that? Just pushing up against that for a split second too long will push you out of the spot.
Throwing smoke.
And that's a bad thing, okay? If you try to do it against the ledge, like I showed earlier, for the Xbox smoke, there's a possibility that you may push just a little bit too much, or you don't have that perfect lineup, and then when you do that, suddenly your smoke isn't gonna land right. So again, why I want to show you those consistent smokes. There's a lot of smokes on YouTube. You can find Dust 2 smokes all day, but I'm going to try to show you the most consistent smokes. So now let's move on to cat. Let's say you like going cat first round, or cat a lot, or whatever. As a CT, they have USP, and at a certain rank, they know that they can peek mid-door and shoot you on pistol round with USP down mid-door. So, for the person getting the smoke on Xbox, you can only buy one smoke each round, okay? So, you need a teammate, most times, to smoke that. Just smoke that door, so that if you smoke it just like that, that's going to smoke tunnels a little bit there. They can't see you from tunnel going on to cat. You're pushing cat, you have all those angles protected. And hey, even your teammates could be throwing flashes down in the tunnels, you know? You could just throw a flash down here, or throw a flash out mid-door. Anything to keep the CTs blind and dumb, you know? There's a smoke I showed yesterday right here. Yeah, let's show you this one.
Smoking.
This is an awesome smoke because it'll allow you to peek car. But you also want those flashbangs for the person that could be Goose, or the person that could be Box, or whatever, which they always are. When you're pushing these, those are the key spots to be looking if you've already cleared those other spots. So it is important to have a team, but if you do these things as a solo player, it's going to hugely benefit you. Now, you may not see results immediately because it takes remembering these things, and it takes practicing them. You know, you just gotta practice. Now, remember, you don't want to jump throw here. If you jump throw, your smoke's going to do this. It's going to go right into CT. And guess what? Yeah, big gap, big dump. So we're going to go right here and not jump throw. We're just going to throw, you know, just a full on, I'm going to throw this smoke. It's going to land perfectly in the crevice. And it's going to, if there's a CT hide there, oh man, he's like got a little smoke in his way, and you can most time get him. Your teammates pushing out should be watching the window, they should be watching the door, they should be watching that box. Be aware, you're going to want to never really try to push the door without being very, very fast, because they can shoot you in the back. A good CT player is going to know that they can peek you over this, and if they jump, you're good as dead. I mean, they'll shoot you in the back and you'll just drop. Now, so you're going to want to push the window here. Keep in mind, they could be on the scaffolding here to the right. They can be behind that box. They can be at the door. They can be by the tunnel, which is a lot of times where they like to play, or whatever. When you do that CT smoke, I like to throw a flash in there. Your teammates should have the flashes going over the wall for me, but again, it doesn't always work that way. You're going to want to check all these key spots most of the time, coming in the doors, obviously. If you suspect one in tunnel, no, throw a smoke in tunnel. They could be a car, obviously, and car's car. And at higher ranks, you'll want to watch for them peeking over that because they'll boost. Okay, that's why I jumped up like that, just to show you, hey, you know, that, of course, not everybody knows that, but you'll learn one day. At higher ranks, it happens a lot. This is why you don't really go mid to A, okay? There's a lot of people wonder, is like, oh, why is mid to B a thing, but not mid to A? Well, it's because you're visible from window. And there's a lot of times an opper in the window, and he's going to just shoot you all in the back, and it's going to be something really stupid. It's not a good play. But, I think I'm ready to conclude this. Now we're on to B. And this is going to be the final thing I show you in this video. So in B, I showed you this yesterday. There's a dot here. There's also that line. See this line right through there. Now what you're going to do is put it on that dot and go down to that line and just throw it.
Smoke.
And as on your way out of the tunnel, keep in mind, if you heard them get on the box, you check it anyway. They could be up there. You know, if you hear them, definitely check. You may want to check this side first, because if you didn't hear them get on the box, check the left side first. If you hear them get on the box, check the right side first. Key spots going in, you're going to want to check that double box. Your team's going to want to help you do this, hopefully, which doesn't always happen. But again, as a solo player, these smokes will help you instead of you just walking out into the middle.
Smoke shield.
Now, you don't want to smoke to be going out the door for any way. It doesn't really guard you in any way. You want the smokes to land right in front of the door, so it blocks it completely. And I believe I showed that in the video yesterday. For some reason, it doesn't appear I recorded it in this video. Check my video yesterday for that smoke, for the door when you're in tunnel. Maybe I show it now. Do I show it now? No. Nope, I just completely forgot. So if you check my video from yesterday, I show a smoke to get that door smoked. And most people know that one, but not everyone.
Flashbang.
Yeah, I'm going to conclude the video here.
Flashbang out.
You know, these are some flashes you may want to just throw once you get that door smoked and you guys have taken sight. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. I'd need all the help I can get. I'm being truthfully honest, okay? I hope you enjoyed it. Click on this video if you want to see a quicker run of the smokes, like if you just want to have it. I don't know, okay? And that concludes it. That's all I got for smokes and strategies for terrorists. I probably should have just did that all yesterday. Fuck.